Hi, and welcome back to another Benzinga Pro video. I am your host, Ryan and I'm here with BigBeat today. Today, we are going to discuss how to set up Pro for earnings season. Earnings season starts in a couple of weeks, and we want you to be as prepared as possible. So I brought in BigBeat to help explain how to set up his earnings monitor workspace in Pro. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new workspace. Now, BigBeat, why don't you tell us what belongs in this workspace?
Well, thanks, Ryan. It's right. Earnings season is coming up. It's very important that we have Benzinga Pro set exactly how we need to have it so that we can capture an opportunity within the earnings season. Okay, let's get started then. The first thing I want to open up here is a news feed. It's on the left-hand side, Ryan. That's the first thing you want to open up. The second thing that I'd like to open up is a details page. That's right on the left-hand side as well, right below the news feed icon. And the third thing we're going to open up is a calendar. And that will obviously be the third thing on the left-hand side. Okay, now let's set up the way that I look at the earnings for news feed. So let's go to news feed first. If we go into sources, I'd like to see two things checked. That's Benzinga Signals and Benzinga Wire. Now for myself, I like to have them colored so that I can see what's coming in. And so for me, I like to have Benzinga Signals. I like to have it blue. And Benzinga Wire, we're going to change it purple. Good. And then I'd also going to change a few things here as well. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to news feed in the keyword search box and type in EPS. That stands for earnings per share. Now the first thing you're going to see there is another company. We're going to see an ETF there, so it's a keyword search. So make sure you click on the keyword EPS, and all of a sudden, all the EPS are coming up. Now, in order to get filtered down, we're going to click on categories. So if you click on categories, the one that we're going to check mark is earnings and guidance. Great. And click on done. And once you get that, you should see right at the very top all of the things coming in real time, actually. Okay, so look at the details page. Details page is very simple. We're only using it so that we can see the company that we're interested in if we click on any of the symbols within the page. Okay, moving over to the calendar, over on your right-hand side, it may or may not be already set to earnings, but in this situation it is. But there's a drop-down menu that you can change anything you want to, but in this case, we're going to change it to earnings. It's already on earnings. Great. Now, a couple things is, if we're looking for just earnings of the day, you can click on the date box, and it'll drop down, and you'll see the months coming up and the dates. In this situation, I like to look at the whole week or today's date. But in this situation, you can actually click on any of the dates that you're interested in, or in this situation, we can click on this week. If you click on this week, it'll pull up all of them within the week. Now, I don't want to see everything on there. You can see that it's a little bit construed here. We've changed it out so that our columns match exactly. And so the few things we want to do, if you look on the right-hand side, Ryan, I uncheck a few things. I want to make sure that these certain things are unchecked. Time announced. I obviously don't care about the time announced. I do care about the date announced. That is the date of if you're in a week. Obviously, if it's today's date, you won't need that checked as well. Time frame is very important because now I want to know whether it's before the market opens or after the market closes, right? In my situation, I don't care what the name of the company is. I know most of them already. I want to get rid of the name because that gives us more space to see the earnings themselves. I do not care about the exchange. I don't care what exchange there are. In this situation, I also don't care about the period. We are only looking at the last period anyway. So if you click uncheck period, yeah. As well as confirmed date. I do want to see if it's confirmed, but then once it's confirmed, I don't really need to see it after that. So I uncheck confirmed date, I do obviously want to see EPS. I definitely want to see what the estimates are, and I definitely want to see the surprises. Okay. I do also uncheck importance because I don't care what the importance. If I own the company or don't own the company, I still want to see it. Don't really care what the importance is. Okay.
And really quick, just to jump in there regarding the importance. The importance is something that is assigned by our news desk, and it's a 1 to 5 meter, and the scoring is based off things like how prevalent the company is, what the market cap of the company is, things of that nature. So if you have your own trading plan or criteria like you do, you may not need importance. However, if you want to hear what the news desk feels about importance, maybe you want to check that column. I absolutely understand what you're talking about. We're putting multiple tools in one workspace, so keeping it as uncluttered as possible is definitely something to go after. So I completely
absolutely
understand. Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. So you probably want to see how we read the lines within the news feed, actually. So we have an example here in the news feed. We looked at Synex. So if we look at yesterday on Tuesdays, we'll see Synex. And I'm going to show you how to read the lines, actually. So the three things that we do very well here is when we bring the earnings to you, we actually bring the earnings to you. So the first line you'll see is Synex, is SNX there. And you'll see that the first line says Q3. Well, that tells me already that the quarter is the Q3 quarter, right? EPS obviously stands for earnings per share, and that's $3.30. In this situation, it's a beat. We will tell you if it's a beat or a miss. In this situation, it's a big beat because we are expecting $2.86. So it's a big beat there. Also, the sales was a big beat because we saw it at $6.2 billion coming in where we expected $5.69 billion. So those were some beats there. So it's very important to see that. The second thing that I want to look at is guidance. And the second line right above that, the earnings line, is our guidance line. And that says that Synex now sees for Q4, the next quarter coming up, they see EPS between $3.50 and $3.70 versus $3.52 estimate. So they're raising guidance. That's important. We want to see either of a company's raising or lowering guidance, or if they're keeping their guidance in line. But if they're raising guidance, that's obviously bullish, right? We're also looking at their income, what they also think that their income and what their sales are going to be in the next quarter as well. And in this situation, they said that their income will be between $136.4 million and $146.9 million. And they're also telling you what their EPS estimate there as well is. Okay. And the next lineup says if there is a correction. If there is a correction to them, or we need to make a correction, we will show that to you as well. Now, another thing that I want to show you, if we go a little bit farther down earlier in the day, and we do a preview. So this is very important when you're looking at earnings in the future, a preview. So you'll see if you click on the box, it'll pull up a preview of what we think is going to be on Synex here. And so we give a whole quality guidance and assurance of what we think the estimates are going to be for Synex.
All right, that's really great. And so just taking a look at this here, this obviously this is how we track the earnings and the EPS that's coming right away. I noticed we did spend a lot of time here in the newsfeed. Is there anything that you use in the calendar to actually help you with looking over earnings?
Absolutely. One of the things that I'm looking at, so let's look at a specific company. I know that Nike came out today. So if you go to the search box and we're going to type in NKE for Nike, I can now see all of the past earnings for Nike. And one of the cool things that I'm also looking for is past surprises. So if you look to the right-hand side, Ryan, you're going to see surprises. Now, we know that Nike has been beating quite a bit in the past, but there are some times when they don't beat. And so I want to know when those are. Is there a certain time frame? Is it Christmas time? Is it holidays? Is it right in the middle of summer and nobody's buying shoes? Are they buying shoes for back to school sales? So I'm always worried about and always looking for past earnings to see how they normally do.
That's a great tip. And just as you were giving that tip, what I did here was I sorted that column. If you sort it once, it will show you the positive surprise. And then if you click it, sorry about that, my mouse got a little squirrely there. If you click it again, it will show you the negative, so it'll show you in descending order. And then if you click a third time, it will show you just in the order that the calendar tool had them in, so no sorting effectively. But what I did here was I went ahead and I sorted it to show you the negative surprises. And just as you were saying, there are only 2 data points to go off of right here, but you can see that these both occurred in the same quarter that they were reporting from. That's a really good tip right there, BigBeat. That's definitely something people can look at when they're going back and looking at the earnings and planning it out. So awesome tip there. I'm going to provide one of my own tips here as well. Remember that we've got 3 tools loaded into the screen here, and we just discussed that you can add or remove columns based on what it is that you want to see and how much real estate you have available to you. In addition to that, once these tools are loaded in, you can also resize these tools. So for example, if you need to do more research on the calendar and you want to see more of it, you can simply grab the dividing line in the middle. Your cursor will change to the horizontal arrow, and then you can drag this back and forth and change the size of it. Likewise, if you're doing more research on the news feed like we started with here, you can also make that bigger by dragging the dividing line between the news feed and the tool beneath it, in this case details. So you can actually resize all of these different tools depending on what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a really great primer on using this tool. Is there anything else that you think we should cover before we wrap this up here?
That's pretty much how I do it.
All right. Well, we're trying to give you as many of the insider secrets as we can. I hope that this video was helpful to you. Until next time, I'm Ryan. This is Steve. Happy trading.